Clutch Sports Talk. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday morning. It's week 2 of NFL Sunday. Listen, hey, my name is Ryan Flowers. This is Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me. Listen, man, week 1 was pretty good. I would say a lot of really good games, especially that Bengals and Steelers game, and a lot of news and things that developed over the week. But today, this morning, man, we got a lot to talk about. Of course, I got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, man. What is happening? What's going to happen with them? What my thoughts on them are moving forward, right or wrong? What I got right last week, what I got definitely wrong last week. I got to talk about that. I'm going to go over my week 2 game predictions, and then finally my clutch picks of the week. I got to bounce back. I finished 1-3. 1-3. I'm hoping to turn the tables this today in week 2 of Sunday morning. So, hey, without further ado, man, pull up, sit back, and relax, man. This is Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers, man. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing all right. Hey, it's early as hell here on the West Coast, bro. For me, it isn't. For most, it is. So, hey, for those 2 that are in the room right now, man, I appreciate you guys. Good morning to you all, and welcome to another edition of Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers, man. I am glad again to be back again another week. Very blessed. It's football season. We are back in the house, man. It feels good to have college, and then you have NFL following up on Sunday morning. Man, dude, this is the best time of year. I will say this is one of the best times of year. We got already a comment already here. My boy David Herrera. Most def, you know I'm up early live for this feed. Man. Hey, David, that's my guy, man. I mess with David, man. I never met the guy. I think he came on an Instagram live a couple months ago. That's my dude. I appreciate him getting up this morning, man. So that's what I do it for. Even if it's 1 or 2 people getting up, it doesn't matter. If you take the time to watch me, man, I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Yeah, good morning to you as well, David. But hey, we got lots to talk about, man. So I'll just dive right into it. But before I do that, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, man, and like and share the content, man. I appreciate it. It keeps me going. It keeps growing the brand. But yeah, so that's all I got on that. Dallas Cowboys. I'll start with this really quick. I've been a Cowboys fan since I could probably remember. I'm 38 years old now. I probably remember watching my first Cowboys game. I think it was a Monday night game against the Giants on Labor Day. We had just gotten I had liked the Cowboys a little bit before, but it was that season. I think it was the season they got Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders is my favorite football player of all time. And we were playing the Giants on a Monday Night Football. I believe it was Labor Day weekend. And that's when I really, really became like a Cowboys fan. So that's over 20-something years ago. I've been with the team through this ups and downs, more downs than ups. Probably the most memorable season was probably that 2016 season when Romo got hurt. That came in. It was like a magical run. We ended up falling short to the Packers in the divisional round. But I'm a Cowboys fan. I am a through and through Cowboys fan, and no one can ever dispute that. No one can ever challenge that. However, I am not one of those Cowboys fans that is delusional. I keep it real, and this morning I'm going to keep it very real with Cowboys Nation. Whether you like it or not, that's up to you, but I'm going to be just basically telling you what it is and how you should feel about it. So, we all know last week, excuse me, Sunday night, Dallas Cowboys lost again. Okay, lost to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay didn't even look that good. Okay, now the Cowboys had some deficiencies, and that's an understatement on the offensive side of the ball. But why? This shouldn't be a surprise. I know a lot of Cowboys fans on social media, they were like, oh, we're still going to win the division. We still got the best quarterback, yada, yada, yada in the division. Look, man, you need talent around you. You need, and I'll be honest, Dak he's not like a Patrick Mahomes. He's not that guy. He needs help. He needs support. I don't know what happened from 2016 when he took over as a starting quarterback till now, right? Play calling is different. I know they had a different offensive caller then. It was Scott Linehan, I believe it was at the time. He was a little conservative as well. But listen, This offense is terrible. A couple things that the Cowboys did not address, and more specifically, Jerry Jones. First of all, you didn't add anybody to the wide receiver room. Oh, they drafted some young guys. Young guys in the NFL are pretty. I won't say worthless, but when your leading receiver is CeeDee Lamb, and he's the only one that's in the room that's had a touchdown in the NFL, that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. Now Julio Jones became available, a free agent. Do we go and try to get him? No. What do you do? He had a decent game against us. That could have helped the Cowboys, right? Another, and there's some other receivers out there that we probably should have maybe made a ran at, right? Jarvis Landry, other guys, right? Who knows? Jerry Jones and his son was not trying to spend any type of money at all. Cowboys have over 20 something million in cap space because people keep saying, oh, we gave Dak that contract and now we can't get anybody. Look, I'm not saying he needed a superstar receiver. CeeDee Lamb can be the number one guy, okay? But you got to support the rest of the room. CeeDee Lamb is not a proven number one yet, right? And it's going to even be harder for him to do that. He's going to be double teamed. He's going to be bracketed. It's going to be tough. Now, CeeDee Lamb does need to make some catches. There's some drops that he had, okay? Then number two, offensive line. They keep rolling Tyron Smith out there thinking he's going to play a whole season. The guy ain't even played a full. He got hurt in training camp. How? He didn't play. He didn't play at all. Now, I love Tyron Smith. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But it's time to hang him up. And Jerry Jones, they need to move on from him, unfortunately. I wish he would just retire. That way they don't have to do any type of releasing him. He needs to retire. I bet you he comes back from this injury, he's going to get hurt again, unfortunately. His body cannot take it anymore. Although he's a great, when he's there, he's great, but he's not there, and that's the problem. Okay. Now, our number one pick looked pretty decent at left tackle. Tyler Smith, going up against a really, really strong defensive line. I think he held his own, but the guard play outside of Zach Martin is terrible. Terrence Steele was okay. Okay. And then the center, God knows what's going to happen with him. So offensive line is in shambles. And in the minute when Zach Martin went, Zach Martin went down last week. Was it Zach Martin? No, it was Connor McGovern, right? He went down. You can noticeably see the difference in the line play from the jump. Okay. Running backs, we don't know what's happening now. Zeke, I thought Zeke played pretty well in the first half. I don't know what happened to him. There was no reports of him being injured. They decided just to pull him, and they wanted to use Tony Pollard. Now, I like Tony Pollard. I like him for certain situations, but Zeke had the hot hand. Zeke was running a little bit better behind that line of scrimmage, and for some reason they just pulled him, and they didn't play him anymore. So, and that leads me to my next point: is the organization, the structure overall. Mike McCarthy is not a good football coach. He's not. I mean, he said, look, Kellen Moore is not a great offense coordinator. He went anytime he goes up against a pure or a legitimate defensive coordinator, our offense struggles. Go look at the tape. Go look at the tape, right? Look at all the times we play really top defenses, and look at our offensive output. It's not great at all. And I get it, right? These are really good defensive teams, but you still got to be able to move the ball. And we did it. We have a lackluster offense. Guys are not being utilized correctly. Tony Pollard needs to be used in different ways. They need to go back and watch the tape from when Tony Pollard was in Memphis. They used him all over the field. He's not just a running back. He's a football player. Okay. And unfortunately, sorry, David, but he says it's too early to be angry. And as the boys, we can't be mad at breakfast. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just pointing out the obvious, right? And then finally, Dak Prescott is out. Broken thumb, fractured thumb, whatever you want to call it. Now, here comes Cooper Rush. Now, I'm going to put this out there. We're not trading for Jimmy Garoppolo. We're not getting another quarterback, okay? First of all, the Niners don't even need to trade Jimmy Garoppolo because they don't know how Trey Lance is going to turn out. And it would be stupid for them to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, and Trey Lance sucks. So they're going to keep him. There's no other move out there to be made. Oh, go and get Cam Newton. Cam Newton's not good anymore. Okay, people keep living off of that 2015, 2016, whatever it was, MVP run that he had. He's not that guy anymore. It's the reason why no one is clamoring or calling his phone asking him to be on their team. It's over. It's over for him. Okay, We're gonna have to ride with Cooper Rush, unfortunately. Now, it was one thing last year, he filled in for one game, and now this guy's gonna have to fill in for 4 or 5 games at a minimum. At a minimum, 4 or 5 games. And today, I'll talk about that here in just a minute. Doesn't get any easier. But ultimately, it only falls on the shoulders of one person alone, and that's Jerry Jones. He is definitely, I don't want to say a cancer, but very delusional. Very delusional. He is going to waste the talents of so many Cowboys players that he has in the past. We wasted Jason Witten's career. We wasted Tony Romo's career. DeMarcus Ware's career got wasted, but he decided to wake up and head to Denver and win him a Super Bowl. And it's probably a plethora of other players that we've wasted talent on. Why? Because Jerry Jones is just too damn stubborn to get out of his own way. You're not a general manager, Jerry. And don't take credit for the guys that you drafted. That's Will McClay's job. Let Will McClay probably be the general manager, and you step back and just be an owner. You make sure the lights turn on. You make sure they can get to and from games. You make sure the facilities are top notch. That's your job. Okay? Yeah, Romo's career was wasted. Okay? We should have won a Super Bowl with one of some of those teams. And my boy Barry Grant, he says, I disagree. Stephen Jones, Jerry's used to spend. I think it's a little bit of both, man. Because listen, yeah, Jerry would spend, but Jerry would spend money on guys that wouldn't even be worth it. The money we gave Marion Barber, God rest his soul, he would spend money on the wrong guys, right? And Steven's kind of telling us that, like, no, we can't sign this guy now. Now we're not signing anybody. We're not even signing guys off the street. And that's the problem. So, but ultimately, it's Jerry Jones's team, so that's why it solely falls on him. Yeah, Steven is his son and whatnot, and he'll have the throne when Jerry Jones decides to move on, or God forbid, he passes away. But it's still Jerry Jones's team at the end of the day. He is the Dallas Cowboys, right? And then when you listen to him talk, when they asked him about the wide receivers, oh, I like the group that we got. How do you like the group? You haven't even seen the group. How do you like that group? The only thing good going for the Dallas Cowboys right now is the defense, which, in years past, that's been the opposite, right? They've been the worst unit on the field. Now they're the best unit on the field. Now, again, Micah Parsons his career is probably going to be wasted as well. He's arguably one of the best defensive players in the National Football League. Okay, but we got some injuries on that side too. But they were able to keep the Cowboys in that game because the Buccaneers did not play well. I mean, they just didn't. And we only put up 3 points. 3 points in the National Football League when everybody else and their mama was scoring. Even the worst teams in the league were scoring. Okay, and we couldn't at home Sunday night. So there's definitely some big ass problems in Texas, man. That's still my team. I still rep the colors. I got the hat. That's I can't get rid of them, man. It's like I took an oath. I took a vow. If you get married, hopefully if you're married, you believe in these sacred oath. So death do us part. That's how it's going to be for me in the Dallas Cowboys. I just can't. I'm in a bad relationship right now, and I can't get out of it. And I can't because I took a vow. And a couple years ago, I'll be real with you. I tried to like another team. It just don't feel right, man. It don't feel. I won't tell you what team it was, but it just won't feel right. Barry's asking. Let's go through the comments real quick. Yeah, you David. It is Jerry's team. What else David had to say? He said Romo just didn't get it done. I mean, it's a team sport. So I think Romo did all he can do, right? Were years where the offense was great, the defense sucked. His best year was the year we got robbed against the Packers. I think if we win that game, we go to Seattle, we probably beat Seattle again, and we head to the Super Bowl. Now, what happens in the Super Bowl is whatever. We probably go up against the Patriots. Who knows? We'll probably lose. But that was the best year. But Romo doesn't. People think Romo was like is this a buffoon or a clown? Romo was a very good quarterback, a great quarterback, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't have his stats in front of me, but if guys like Kurt Warner are getting in, Romo's got to be considered for the Hall of Fame. At least it's my opinion. And I'm not being a homer, man. Romo was legit when he had Dez Bryant, or excuse me, T.O. Those years, man. That was the best tandem in the National Football League by far. Okay, but people sleep on him because of the botched field goal against Seattle. Yeah, we wasted Murray, Dez. We had a good defense at one point. So we wasted. Scrolling down. Barry asked, Are you concerned about Dak and CD? You know what? I am a little bit. I am because you know what? Dak was going to Noah Brown a lot, and I don't know if it's because they were covering CeeDee Lamb so hard on Sunday, but Dak too also has an issue, and he still has this issue. He does not see the whole field at all. He holds the ball, and this could be play. It's a combination of everything, because everyone is sitting there watching, right? And you're right, they don't have a rhythm. You're right, Barry. You're absolutely right. And Cooper Rush might be more in sync with CD. That's a possibility. But let me get back to this point about Dak and the play calling. I'm watching the plays, right? And you watching, first of all, you watch Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, 45 years old. So he says, might be 86, right? They snap the ball, 2-3 seconds, ball's out. Boom, done. Right? That's how you slow down or you bypass a pass rush, right? Dallas Cowboys, what are we doing? Ball snapped, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Dak starts patting the ball. When you start patting that ball, man, it's gonna end in the worst way possible. Okay, you're gonna get sacked, you're gonna get forced out of the pocket, or you're gonna make a throw that you probably shouldn't be making, and that's exactly what happens. Dak, sometimes the plays are developing way too long. Wide receivers are not creating separation, and people that don't watch football, who don't understand football the way I do, they don't understand these things. They just feel, oh well, these guys are young, they should have run by guys. Listen, man, wide receivers got to separate too. It's not always on the quarterback, okay? But Dak does, he should share some of the blame, right? But a lot of it is not on him either. It starts with the protection up front. It starts with the play call. Number one, the call coming through the headset, the protection, guys getting open. If guys aren't getting open, what is he gonna do? But then that's when the play calling has to alter. You got to say, you know what, man, we can't be running deep posts or corners or nines. We got to run quick stuff, quick slants. We got to move the ball, quick, easy throws to get him going. We got to run Dak a little bit more. I'm not saying he's got to run like Lamar Jackson, but 4 or 5 times a game, I think we can handle that. If you go back to the tape in 2016, that's when Dak was real successful. Okay, they were more balanced. He ran the football, and I get it. He's got the leg thing. He's a little injury prone now. I'm willing to live with that at this point because look, he got hurt in the pocket. Okay, so I'll leave it at that because what else can I say? It's the Dallas Cowboys. I still love them. They get on my damn nerves every Sunday, and they're probably going to get their butts whooped today. I'm hoping they don't, but it's not looking good. Okay, and I'll leave it at that as we move forward with the Dallas Cowboys. So, yes, and CD does drop too many passes. He reminds me of like Dez Bryant, too. Dez Bryant was like that. Dez Bryant would come down with some of the most spectacular, difficult catches, and then he can't catch a 5-yard slant. It just blows my mind how he does that. I don't get it. And if you're going to wear 88, and I know he didn't want to wear 88 originally, right? They kind of forced it on him. I think he's embraced it now. If you're going to wear 88, you got to represent it because there's really 2 other guys that personify the 88 number. Michael Irvin and Drew Pearson. Those are the real 88s. So I don't know. We'll have to see. What's up, Bryson? Good morning, man. He says, I see a massacre coming. Yeah, I think it's going to be an onslaught, but we'll talk about that in my game predictions here shortly. All right. Moving on. Right or wrong from week 1, I got some right and I got some wrong. So I'll start with a couple of obviouses. So I've been very, very big on the Packers still winning the division. Now, they got stomped in their first road trip against the divisional rival, against the Minnesota Vikings. I thought the Packers would win that game. They obviously didn't. They got smoked. But I was wrong on that. I ain't gonna lie. I was wrong. I was wrong. However, I still am confident with my pick. I still think that they're gonna bounce back. Remember, they got boat raced out of Jacksonville last year. Okay, and then they turned around. Now, I know they don't have Devontae Adams, right? They got a group of rookie wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to figure out a way to win with these guys. Now, Aaron is not very kind to wide receivers, especially rookies or younger guys, and especially ones that make mistakes. So they had a lot of mistakes. They had an early touchdown drop that could have changed the outcome of the game. Okay, so I still like them. They still have a good defense. They're gonna figure it out. Now, I don't think Matt LaFleur is a great coach the way some people think he is. I think he inherited a very strong roster, but overall, I don't know if he's the guy there. We'll see. We'll see what the story will say about the Green Bay Packers. What I got right, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I'll put an asterisk to this because I picked them to win the game. I still have them winning the division. Somehow, some way, they're going to figure out a way. However, though, I am going to be selling some stock on them. Mitchell Trubisky is not the guy. Kenny Pickett needs to be entered in, right? TJ Watt's going to be out for a couple weeks now with a torn pec. Was a torn pectoral? So I don't know about that. So we got to watch that. Their defense is going to carry them, and they have offensive talent. I just don't understand. I think the coaches there, they don't trust Mitchell Trubisky to make plays. They basically held on to life for that game. They held on to their life, um, and to me, it was a great game to watch. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. So what else can I say about that? Another instance where I got it wrong. I thought the Raiders were gonna win that game, man. I thought they were gonna walk in and beat the Chargers. They didn't. Their defense still is a little suspect on the back end. I don't think that they're gonna win the division. I think they'll score enough points, but they just won't be able to stop anybody. They won't be able to stop anybody. Okay. What I got right, the Kansas City Chiefs. I know I picked the Denver Broncos to win the division. And I might have to do an amendment on this one, or an addendum, whatever you want to call it. But the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, okay? Patrick Mahomes is that dude, but again, it starts with the top, man. You have a great organization, you have great play callers, you have great coaching. It all makes a difference, man. It makes a difference. And again, to point back to the Cowboys, it's like, look at Seattle. They beat Denver with Geno Smith. Come on, man. And Seattle's line ain't that great either. So it can be done. You just have to have the right personnel in place. But I like the Chiefs, man. I really like the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, that defense is going to be all right, even though their back end is not the greatest, but they do get after the quarterback, and they can score points in bunches. Okay? And another thing, that I want to say about the Chiefs as well is that when they lost Tyreek Hill, a lot of people were, including myself, I thought they might have had a drop off. But I think I told you guys a while ago, I was watching a preseason game. I was like, man, you know what? They're going to be all right, man. They're going to be all right. And sure enough, they are all right. All right. Let's see. You see Gino. He said, you see Gino grab some booty. What? What are you talking about, David? Well, David, he's like, I knew DC was going to fold. Yeah. And another thing I got right about the Cowboys is that I picked them to win. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. I think that was probably my first homer pick of all time. Like, I just was like, you know what? They're in a good spot and they're going to pull it off, and they didn't. And they got trashed, man. I mean, and the Bucs didn't even play that well. All right. Moving on, man. Let's go into week 2 predictions, man. Let's keep the show rolling. So, out the gate, man, we got the Bengals coming into Dallas. Dallas, obviously, coming off of that loss against Tampa Bay on Sunday Night Football. Bengals coming off a heartbreaker last week Sunday against the Steelers. The Bengals are a better team overall. Their defense is strong. The offense is going to be able to move the ball, I think, at some point. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Now, the Cowboys may be able to get after. But here's the thing about the Bengals and Joe Burrow. You can sack this dude like 100 times, and he keeps coming back. So, their offensive line protection is still not that much improved, but they're still going to find a way to beat the Cowboys at home. Cowboys are going to lose a big one. I don't even know what the line on this one is, but Cowboys are at least going to lose by a touchdown, probably even 2, unfortunately. I wish I had better energy for you Cowboy fans, but we just don't have it, man. We won't be able to keep up. And if we do, I hope I'm wrong. But I got the Bengals winning this one pretty easily. All right, Jets and Browns. Browns coming off a loss themselves, to the I'm talking about they coming off a big win against the Carolina Panthers and their old teammate Baker Mayfield. Jets kind of reeling coming in there. I mean, the Browns should win this game. They have the better talent. They should have the better quarterback, and Joe Flacco is the starting quarterback for the Jets. Although the Jets are a young and upcoming team, they just don't have enough in the tank, man. So I got Browns winning this one at home. Washington Commanders and Detroit Lions. This one should be a very intriguing game, probably entertaining game to watch. Both teams looking to kind of, make a move here. The Commanders winning their game last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. But listen, I like the Lions, man. Lions play hard, man. They haven't found a way to win yet. They don't know how to win. So they're going to lose a lot of games. But I think this is a game for them to win. It's their home opener. They put up some points against the Eagles last week. I think it's not their home opener. They were at home. They were at home last week, but this is their second week. I think they're going to win this week, so I'm going to go with the Lions. Okay, Tampa Bay and Saints. I like the Saints. Tampa Bay did not play well. Okay, and they still managed to beat the Cowboys. The Saints kind of gave the game away almost. They almost blew it, or not gave away, but they were down, right? But the Falcons gave the game away. I think the Saints are going to bounce back. They're going to be able to get after Tom Brady today, and they have his number. I think they're like 4-0 against him in the regular season, or like 3-1. I forgot what the stat is, but they get after Tom Brady, and the Buccaneers are going to probably be out without Chris Godwin. He's suffering an injury. The lineman is another issue for the Tampa Bay, and I think the Saints are going to get the job done at home against Tampa Bay. Carolina Panthers and New York Giants. Carolina also coming off a loss at home to the Browns, but the Giants, a very exhilarating win against the Tennessee Titans in a game that I thought the Titans probably should have won, but the Giants did. But for whatever reason, I'm going to go with the Giants today. I think they're gonna use that energy. Carolina is not a great team, right? The Giants still play a pretty good defense. Daniel Jones looked all right for the most part. I think the hire of Brian Daboll is really going to help him. I still don't think Daniel Jones is going to be the answer in New York, but with the coaching hire, I think it's going to help them get through this win, and the Giants will improve to 2-0 on this young season. All right, Patriots on the road in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. If TJ Watt doesn't go down, I probably say the Steelers win this game. But Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, they have the number of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Patriots did not look that great last week against Miami, but this is going to be a tale of two offenses that just can't get it going. This one can go either way. I feel like if they open up the playbook for the Steelers, they have a chance. I just don't think they trust Mitchell Trubisky too much. I'm going to take the Patriots in this one in an upset. All right. Well, I don't even know if it's even an upset because I feel like they were probably favored anyway going into this game. Mac Jones and the Patriots win this game. All right. Colts and Jaguars. This is an upset pick of the week. Upset pick of the week if you're betting. I like the Jags. They showed some fight. They're still a young team. They don't know how to win. They probably should have won that game last week against the Commanders, but young teams don't know how to win games. They're still learning. The Colts I don't know what the hell they were doing last week. You almost lost to the Texans. You end up drawing. Michael Pittman Jr. is probably not going to play today. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. And for whatever reason, the Colts have a problem in history past going down into Florida, into Jacksonville, and pulling out a win against the Jags. And I think today, this is going to be the day. If the Jags are going to get them, it's going to be today. All right, I got the Dolphins versus the Ravens. This is one that's going to be a fun one as well. You got really two good defenses. We're going to see if the offense can pick up the pace for the Miami Dolphins against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, who looked really good. But again, it's against the Jets. Sorry, Jets fans. No offense, but it's the Jets. All right. This one, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I'm going to take the Dolphins to win this one. It's going to be a close game. It's going to come down probably to the wire. Who can stop who? But I think there should be a lot of points on the board. But I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins to beat the Baltimore Ravens in this game. And this is a big game for the Dolphins because if you want to be considered a team in the AFC, you're going to have to beat one of the long-standing teams, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. So I like the Ravens, but I'm just going to go with the Dolphins this week. All right. Falcons and Rams. Listen, this game is going to be closer than what you think, okay? I think the Falcons, for whatever it's worth, they play hard. They just still find ways to lose games. Marcus Mariota played pretty decent. He's got to make better decisions down the stretch. But for whatever reason, the Falcons are a gritty team. I don't know what to say. What else to say about them? Like, they're a tough out. I think still in the end of the day, LA is looking for that first win. They're gonna win, but this game is gonna be a lot closer than I think what most people are or consider. So I'm gonna take the Rams though, but it's gonna be a close game, I would say. All right, Seattle and San Francisco. This is a big game for San Francisco. After this, you look at their schedule. It's pretty tough. They're coming off a loss. The Seahawks are coming off a big win at home on Monday Night Football. Trey Lance, what are you going to do? Seattle is not going to lay down, okay? This is a divisional game. They all know each other well. You're at home. Now, the conditions should be better. You're not going to be playing in the monsoon. Hopefully George Kittle is a go. That should help them. I'm still going to take the Niners to win, but this is a big game early in the season for the San Francisco 49ers. It's going to tell us a lot if Trey Lance is going to be the guy or are they going to go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, Texans and Broncos. This one, I think the Broncos should win this one easily. They should win this one, hands down. Now the Texans are going to probably put up a fight for the first quarter, maybe quarter and a half, and then the Broncos should just easily take this game over. Not much more to say about this. Russell Wilson looking to get his first win in his new team for the Denver Broncos. All right, Raiders and Cardinals. Cardinals just look trash. I mean, last week, and the Raiders, you got to win this game. I should have flipped this figure, but because the Raiders are at home, but Raiders got to win this game. Cardinals, no D-Hop. Their secondary is garbage. JJ Watt's out again, I think. I'm not sure what's going on with Arizona. This is one of the hotter teams last year, but right now they just don't look good at all. The Raiders need to come in and take care of business. And if the Raiders lose this game, shame on them. I'm off the Raiders bandwagon. If they lose this game, I don't think they have a shot of winning anything or even making the playoffs if they lose this game, because this is a game you got to win. This is a spot. The Cardinals are wounded. You got to take care of business at home, and hopefully Allegiant Stadium will be rocking for them today. But I got the Raiders winning this game. All right. Sunday Night Football, Bears and Packers. I think the Bears got kind of lucky with the weather. This is not a good football team. They happen to just beat they happen to beat the Niners team, and I think the weather kind of played a factor. Nor George Kittle. Listen, the Packers should take care of them, and if they don't, then I'm gonna have to retract my statement about the Green Bay Packers winning their division, because you got to take care of Chicago at home. This should be a blowout. Okay, should be a blowout. Aaron Rodgers somehow should find a way to score 20-something points on the Chicago Bears. All right, we got 2 Monday Night Football games. We'll start with the Tennessee Titans and Buffalo Bills. This one, this can go either way. Tennessee did not look that great. They lost obviously last week to the Giants. The Bills look amazing. This one's easy for me. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win the Monday night game. And then finally, to wrap up the week, we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. This should be a very intriguing game to watch. Both offenses look tremendous last week. Now the Eagles are going to be at home in a Monday night spot. I don't like Kirk Cousins. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to improve to 2-0 against the Minnesota Vikings, just because if this game was being played at 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, I'd probably be more inclined to take the Minnesota Vikings, but it's prime time, and Kirk Cousins does not play well in prime time. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win that game running away. All right. Before we get out of here, my clutch picks of the week. I went 1-3 last week. I'm trying to improve. So I'm gonna look, I'm putting my neck out there. I'm not just picking easy games, man. I'm gonna go and get some good ones out there, mix it up a little bit. Like I told you, I like the Saints to beat the Bucks. I like the Lions. I like the Lions to take on and beat the Commanders at home. I like the Giants to improve to 2-0, and I'm gonna take the Dolphins as an upset over the Baltimore Ravens on the road. We'll see if the Tua show can really get going. So those are my picks of the week. Love them, like them, leave them. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and just pick easy games. I'm going to go for some tough ones, and that's where I'm at. So that's why I'm at 1-3. But I own it. I'm going to own it. It's all good in the hood. All right. That's all I got, man. Listen, it's great. That half an hour goes by so fast, man. I wish I could talk about some more, but I got stuff I got to go do, right? But listen, man, great show. Hope you guys enjoyed it, man. Hey, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the week, man. You guys, we earned this, man. We earned here. We earned it. We earned this, and just be responsible. If you're gonna drink responsibly. But hey, enjoy your week, man. We'll see you guys next week, Sunday. Probably around the same time. I'm thinking I've been bouncing around a little bit, going back and forth between like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Pacific. So I think I might land at 7 o'clock a.m. Just because it just works better for me. But either way, check out my social media. You guys will know when I'm going live. But other than that, enjoy your week, man. Enjoy today's games, and I'll see you guys. So, hey, this is Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday Morning with me, Ryan Flowers. Never settle till the work is done. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.